Go.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the 53rd episode of PandTha Talks.
53rd is. Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah,
it is right, isn't it?
53rd Mark II.
Yeah.
Last week we attempted to record and sadly things did not go well.
No.
It
No, they
did not
didn't.
record any of Will's audio, so we scrapped it and decided to re-record this week. We have, to be honest, quite an interesting week of things that have gone on. One thing being Microsoft has sadly laid off 1,900 Activision Blizzard
Oh my
and Xbox
god.
employees.
Holy shit. That's a great start.
Yeah. Then we have PalWorld and the delightful situation that's going on and revolving from that.
There's a lot.
That there is, mainly because that was last week's topic, and then it's
Yeah.
just kind of blown up even
Yeah.
further. And finally, there's a game that I feel we need to mention.
I was hearing about this, but didn't look into it.
Yeah, about a catastrophic situation that's happened over the years. So we'll look into all this and maybe a bit more.
It releases on the day of my girlfriend's birthday.
Delightful.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it.
Let's.
So, to start with, we'll kick off with the Microsoft and Activision Blizzard cuts. I'm so disappointed to see that this is still happening.
Yeah, it's It didn't expect this to come off straight
Yeah,
away too. How long have they owned Blizzard for now? A couple of weeks.
yeah, not too long. It's been like about a month, maybe two, or something like that. Microsoft lays off 1,900 Activision Blizzard and Xbox employees. Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has also decided to leave, and Blizzard's survival game has been cancelled. Microsoft is laying off 1,900 employees at both Activision Blizzard and Xbox collectively. While Microsoft is primarily laying off roles at Activision Blizzard, some Xbox and ZeniMax employees will also be impacted by the cuts. The cut works out to roughly 8% of the overall Microsoft gaming division that stands at around 22,000 employees in total. The Verge has obtained an internal memo from Microsoft Gaming CEO Phil Spencer that confirms the layoffs. It's been a little over 3 months since the Activision Blizzard and King teams joined Microsoft.
It's been that long already.
Apparently so. As we move forward in 2024, the leadership of Microsoft Gaming and Activision Blizzard is committed to aligning on a strategy and an execution plan with a sustainable cost structure that will support the whole of our growing business. Together, we've set priorities, identified areas of overlap, and ensured that we're all aligned on the best opportunities for growth. As part of this process, we have made the painful decision to reduce the size of our gaming workforce by approximately 1,900 roles out of 22,000 people on our team. The gaming leadership team and I are committed to navigating this process as thoughtfully as possible. The people who are directly impacted by these reductions have all played an important part of the success of Activision Blizzard, ZeniMax, and the Xbox teams, and they should be proud of everything they've accomplished here. We are grateful for all the creativity, passion, and dedication they have brought to our games, our players, and our colleagues. We will provide our full support to those who are impacted during the transition, including severance benefits, informed by local employment laws. Those whose roles will be impacted will be notified, and we will ask you to please treat your departing colleagues with the respect and compassion that is consistent with our values. Looking ahead, we'll continue to invest in areas that will grow our business and support our strategy of bringing more games to more players around the world. Although this is a difficult moment for our team, I'm as confident as ever in your ability to create and nurture the games, stories, and worlds we bring to players together. Phil. Okay. I'll admit this is a better Severance situation than the other ones, quite a few of the others we've read.
Yeah, I feel like the majority of them have just been like, right, you're fired, bye. And that's
Yeah,
it.
the Destiny one being the major one.
Yeah, Bungie didn't
But
do a good job.
no, Bungie obliterated him. But we do have a bit more to add to this shortly. So we will cover that.
Yeah, I mean, as great as it is that they're going through some effort to help them on the door, at the end of the day, they're still losing their job, man.
Exactly. That is the biggest fucking negative about this entire situation. And it's a fucking joke that it's even happening, to be honest. Alongside the layoffs, Blizzard president Mike Ybarra has decided to leave the company. As many as you know, Mike's previously spent more than 20 years at Microsoft. Now that he's seen the acquisition through as Blizzard's president, he has decided to leave the company, says Microsoft's game content and studios president Matt Booty in an internal memo. That name still, man. Microsoft plans to name a new Blizzard president next week. Alan Adam, Blizzard's chief design officer, is also leaving the company. As one of Blizzard's co-founders, Alan has a broad impact on all of Blizzard's games. His influence will be felt for years to come, both directly and indirectly, as Alan plans to continue mentoring young designers across the industry. Blizzard previously announced that the survival game has also been cancelled as part of the changes. Microsoft will be shifting some of the people working on it to one of several promising new projects Blizzard has in the early stages of development.
I'm kind of wondering of what's happened here. Have they chose to leave, or have they been asked to leave?
That's the big thing. Because all we're being told is, yeah, they chose to do this.
Because a lot of the time, that's how it goes when you're in a much higher position like that. You know, they give you the option to resign, or it'll look even worse when
Yeah.
they fire you. You know.
Oh, exactly. You can see here Mike Ybarra's response. I want to thank everyone who is impacted today for their meaningful contributions to the teams, to Blizzard, and to the players' lives. It's an incredibly hard day, and my energy and support will all be focused on all those amazing individuals impacted. This is in no way a reflection on your amazing work. If there's anything I can do to help with connections, recommendations, etc., DM me. To the Blizzard community, I also want to let you know that it is my last day at Blizzard. Leading Blizzard through an incredible time and being part of the team, shaping it for the future ahead, was an absolute honour. Having already spent 20 plus years at Microsoft and with the acquisition of Activision Blizzard behind us, it's time for me to once again become Blizzard's biggest fan from the outside. To the incredible teams at Blizzard, thank you. Words can't express how I feel about all of you. You are amazing. Continue to do incredible things and always keep Blizzard blue and the players at the forefront of every decision. To all those impacted today, I am always available to you and understand how challenging today's news is. My heart is with each and every one of you. That seems like way too nice of a comment.
He's also not really stating why he's leaving. Being 20 plus years at the company, it's a bit strange.
Oh, 100%. Continuation.
Yes.
Right. So, as we pretty much have just discussed through Mike's there, it did not seem like a hostile comment by any shape or form. Also, didn't specify what the reason was, anything like that.
Yeah, it wasn't very descriptive.
No. Has he replied to anyone since? No. That's the only post he has made. So, we know bits about it, but nothing that's really going to push it any further. And it's good to see that they are going to support the people, but still, there should be more support in place as it is. That, to be honest, I'm not sure whether I can completely put on the industry or whether, to be honest, some government should look into that shit. Which is another thing.
Yeah.
The layoffs come in the same month as Riot Games, Google, Discord, Twitch, Unity, eBay, and others announced cuts.
eBay.
I never knew eBay announced them. I knew about Twitch, Discord, Google, Riot Games, Unity. Microsoft completed its $68.7 billion acquisition of Activision Blizzard in October, following 20 months of battles with regulators in the UK and US. Former Activision Blizzard CEO Bobby Kotick stepped down at the end of December, with Microsoft not appointing a direct replacement, instead a suite of Activision Blizzard executives now report to Matt Booty. That guy has got a hell of a name to be mentioned so much.
Yeah.
Today's layoffs come just a few months after some big Xbox leadership changes saw Sarah Bond promoted to Xbox president, leading all Xbox platforms and hardware work. Booty was also promoted to president of game content and studios, which includes overseeing Bethesda, ZeniMax Studios, and Activision Blizzard. Microsoft last announced big layoffs a year ago, affecting 10,000 employees. The software maker is due to report its fiscal Q2 2024 earnings next week, which for the first time will include results from the impact of the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Which is interesting. Oh, this is also beneficial. Those who are impacted are being informed in meetings starting today. Good, meetings, not fucking emails, Bungie.
Yeah. Just walking past and dropping a sticky note, you know?
Yeah.
That was crazy, man.
That was the bit that, like, put the nail in the coffin for Bungie for me. That just angered me on an extent I've not felt before, really. But yeah, I thought we'd follow up this news with news from someone just like we did with Bungie. Lady Devan posted to Twitter, I'm calling it Twitter still, I will never stop, fuck you X, that she had just received the news that unfortunately she was one of the positions laid off. As she says, she can't breathe, she loved her co-workers and community so much, and it hurts more than she could describe. Now, I am just going to check, because this happened 3 days back. She has posted a few more bits, and we will just quickly go over some of those. Because, to be honest, it's better to do it this way, and that way we can just see what's gone on and what's happening from here. And I think it's... that I don't know how to feel about, though. I have no words after tonight. Please accept this photo of Luna as an expression of my eternal gratitude. Yes, the cat. Right. I think this one's first. Fuck me. Okay, this will be a fucking read.
Whoa!
Whew. Let's do this.
Completely understandable. Holy. That's a lot.
After 5 life-changing years, unfortunately today I was laid off from my position as community manager. I fell deeply in love with Bethesda Game Studios titles the moment I first exited the prison in Oblivion. The stories, characters, environments, and experiences I had deeply impacted me to my very core. I knew I needed to work in the games industry, but specifically, I needed to work for Bethesda Game Studios. The community surrounding these titles was inspiring and passionate, and I fell in love with it all. I was hired at ZeniMax in September 2018 as an associate community manager dedicated to assisting in the launch of Fallout 76. Oh. Don't say that. That's a rough way to start.
Yeah.
My first day was spent at the Greenbrier Resort the real life location, not of the White Spring. I remember being in a daze, not really grasping the fact that this was real, and that I had landed my dream job working on my favourite franchise of all time. For the past 5 years of my life, Fallout has been everything. In those years, I grew out of my associate role and took more responsibilities for the entire franchise as a whole. I wrote social media posts, articles, patch notes, planned and executed everything from digital and in person events, dev dives, worked with creators and community members, created social campaigns, sentiment reports, custom designed swag bags, constantly in a never-ending revolving door of support for a live title with over 17 million players worldwide. Jesus Christ, that is a lot. Whew.
Yeah, it's no small feat, that's for sure.
Oh, definitely not. Please do not take this as me dismissing any of the hard work of my support and support my team has provided through, though. A live title is by no means a one-man team, and I could not have managed without the endless support and hard work from my team members working alongside me, alongside such an incredible, talented cast of developers and CMs has been life-changing, and the lessons I've learned I will always cherish. This community has changed my life in so many ways. You were never just part of the job, but my life. It has been an honour to become so close to so many of you, and I consider many of the relationships I have in this community as close friendships. You've trusted me with assisting in proposals, spent late nights online with me running events, invited me to do voiceover work in your projects and join your live streams. You didn't just welcome me to the game, but into your lives, and that is something I will cherish forever. One of the most devastating things to losing my job today is losing a folder I had on my work PC where I had screenshots of every kind message everyone has ever sent me. I look forward to playing Fallout with you all still, only as a fan now. Please don't be shy when you see me in Appalachia. Pop by and say hi. I primarily play on Xbox under Lady Devan. So what's next for me? Well, during my time here, I've had the honour of writing a few of the radio plays you've heard in previous sessions. My favourite radio being the Abroxo season, where a woman and her lover argue over a comatose husband over the best way to finish him off. Okay, sounds Fallout, eh? Yeah, I'll give you that.
And out of context, that could be taken in many ways.
Yeah, there's a couple different possibilities there. I deeply love community management and I'll be looking for a new CM position, but also will take my time to try and break into game development and writing. To the Fallout community, I leave you in the extremely capable hands of Vault of Daedalus, and Violet Light. Their passion and talents are unrivaled, and they have my full support and confidence in keeping this incredible community supported and heard. Love, Rob and Danielle. I love you guys, and your support has meant more to me than I can say. Please don't be strangers. That's all for now, friends. I'll see you in Appalachia. I have nothing but the utmost respect for that. That is a very to the community post, and it's damn good. And I'm sure she's gonna get reached out to with ease after working at Bethesda on Fallout.
Yep.
So good luck to her. Man, I was doing so good at not crying, but the hashtag and the post you're sending me, I know how close I feel to this community, and seeing all the love returned tenfold is just such a humbling and touching experience. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I can't even imagine how devastating that must be to work so hard to get your dream job, only to 5 years down the line of working your ass off at it to be told that you no longer have it.
100%. It must be the most heartbreaking thing in the world, to be honest.
Yeah, and obviously there's more to it that we don't know, but like the fact that we don't know why is the worst part.
Yeah. Lady Devan's latest post is, I can sit still for long. I'm guessing that means I can't sit still for long. I'm starting work on a passion project I've had in my head for a while. Now,
No, I think it's I can sit still for long.
fair enough.
We're gamers. We're anyone in the gaming industry. We all have one thing in common. It's sitting still for extremely long periods of time.
I think it was more meant in the regards, though, I can't stop myself from just doing something.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, yeah, that makes more sense.
For a while now, and I'll be looking for help with creating this. I need a video editor, graphics artist, and a few acting roles to cast. Being laid off, I can't pay anyone just yet, but the hope is it becomes profitable that the team can share in. If anyone is interested in joining me, let me know. The fact, though, that she's already finding something else and going, right, this is what I'm doing now, that's the best thing to come from it.
Yeah.
And I hope that the people who are affected by this situation are able to move into similar situations and keep themselves moving. So, next one. PalWorld. Dear fucking God.
Man, there has been a lot happening with this, huh?
Yeah. Even since since you and me last tried to cover it last week, there's been so much more since then.
Oh yeah. It's
So,
not it's not going to stop anytime soon, is it?
no. So I feel the need to mention this. Last week, this was one of our main topics. For the simplistic reason, they had smashed records.
Oh yeah.
Stupid records. Ones that should not have been beaten so easily.
Nope, definitely
So,
not.
I'm going to go back, all the way back. And I think it was just... Here we go. 4 days to go until we release. So it should be here. 2 days. PalWorld launched 19th. So today. Okay, here we go. So, the game released on the January the 19th. They received 1 million players in only 8 hours. 2 million in 24. They were 10th highest played of all time on concurrent players. It then became the most played game in the world and top selling game in the world at the same time. Very brief for obviously that moment. 3 million in under 40 hours. They moved up to number 6 on the concurrent playing. Then they move up again to second in most played games. Then they move up to the top of that one. Highest concurrent player count of any paid game in the history of Steam. 4 million in 3 days. Still at number 1, hitting 1.21 million concurrent. And we keep going. 5 million in 3 days. 3 days. Now, third highest of all time peak in Steam history. 1.501 million. Moving up, 6 million in 4 days. They're now second on this list, 1.8 million. 7 million in 5.
They didn't stop. It just didn't stop.
No, it didn't. 8 million in 6 days. 8 million copies. At this point, we've got no further updates on that. But the insanity that has gone on. This game, I still can't explain to you why it's fun and why I keep playing it, but I do. I'm still playing it. It's actually the game I'm sinking most of my time into lately. It's kind of sad, but also really enjoyable. But it's had a lot go off from them being accused of copying Pokemon's animations and styles. Someone actually attempted to prove this, and then it turned out he actually scaled up the models, which completely broke his entire argument. and then he apologised for it, which, fair play, he apologised. That's good of him to do, and he admitted it. But still, don't pull shit like that. PETA, the animal rights agency, has come out and is attempting to obliterate the game, which is currently going on.
Hang on. Animal rights company is
Yes.
having a go at a video game that is completely fake.
Yeah. Have you not seen PETA's online game category?
I have not, no.
They're horrific games. It's like Cooking Mama Gone Mad, shit like that. It's basically meant to show the true violence of cooking and shit like that. They're trying to do
I mean,
similar.
just watch Gordon Ramsay if you want to see violence in cooking, man.
Yeah, but my entire argument against this entire thing about PETA, their entire argument is usually runs down to, how would you like it if we did this to people? Well, I don't know if you know this, but in PalWorld, you can. At which point, I think their argument falls flat on its face.
Yeah.
So, we've had that. We've had art arguments. We've had possible use of AI, which caused an absolute uproar. Then you've got the massive old school Pokemon fans that are going, this is just a rip-off, that makes it automatically shit and dreadful and appalling. No one should appreciate this. Then you've got games journalists. The games journalists, in my opinion, make it the fucking worst. They're trying to claim now that they're readers' features, but we've seen it from it's got to be about a good 20 news article sites for gaming where they've come out and just fucking purely insulted the game. Taken none of the good traits of it that the community is actually enjoying and just obliterated it. Why? Because they can. It's what they want to do.
That's all that's been happening in the last while.
Yeah. The only people that seem to be truly enjoying this game are the people that have actually gone out of their way to buy it. Which is insane. And the fact, that it's on Game Pass allows for anyone to pick it up with ease. It's really not a major issue. But yeah, it's been a bit of a clusterfuck. And obviously because people were screaming, Nintendo are gonna sue you, because we all know how Nintendo are. All they want to do is take people to court and get more money. Well, it was only a matter of time. The Pokemon Company makes an official statement on PalWorld. We intend to investigate. Oh, I should also mention, someone made a mod on Nexus to turn all the pals into Pokemons, and also change your playable character into Ash Ketchum from Pokemon. And that mod got taken straight down from Nexus because they were afraid to be sued by Nintendo.
Yeah. As I said to you earlier, you've mentioned many a times that Nintendo is not afraid of a lawsuit. And their history proves that. So you can't really blame anyone for not really wanting to condone any of anything related to Nintendo, and then also, especially if it's to do with PalWorld at the minute, until things get cleared up.
Yeah,
I can't see many of any companies or even people or anything really condoning anything until the whole situation is cleared up, and they're like, we decided it's fine. It's not a rip off. There's none of this funny business and none of that funny business, and so on and so forth.
Well, I have something else that's a little interesting to mention. So, PalWorld, the creators are based in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo is also based in Japan. PalWorld has been publicly developing this game for 3 years, showing bits of it, and it was kind of understood what it was going to be from the get-go. Nintendo have had 3 years through the Japanese judicial system to deal with this. They have not. They didn't even touch it. Which usually means they don't care, move on. So I can't see anything happening if the Japanese judicial system's not going to touch it. which is very difficult because the Japanese judicial system is very, very challenging to walk around. On the other hand, Nintendo have been found to be copyright claiming videos of PalWorld. Take that as you will. So, yeah, PalWorld, play it if at your own risk.
Quite literally.
Yeah, the game will still be up and running. I can't see that being taken down, honestly. It's just the pure insanity that is going on around the game that I'm more fascinated by, to be honest.
Yeah, fascinated indeed.
Well, you tell me the last time you've come across a game that has caused this. Because I can't think of any, honestly.
Well, it's safe to say at the very least that there's still plenty to happen.
Oh, that there is. I mean, there's people going on around at the moment that apparently PalWorld is starting to drop off. So, what I think we should do quickly.
Take a quick nosy at the concurrent players.
Yep.
Sounds like the perfect idea, Rory.
I think so too, mate. PalWorld.
Oh my god.
Dropping off, is it? Are we certain?
I feel like word is just still slowly spreading more and more about how the things you can do in PalWorld.
It is.
And it's going to continue spreading, and people are just going to continuously find out about it.
I love how it gets to midnight, and it's like, right, everyone go to bed. Gets to like 2 o'clock. All right, everyone, time to log back on.
You got to remember, only half the world sleeps.
Yeah, you can fucking tell. 800,000. It's constant. It's just like, yeah.
You know, pay in mind too. That's the 22nd that you're seeing 800,000.
Yeah. 1 million there on the 28th. So I'd say this is probably one of the lowest we've had. One of the lowest nights. No, it's actually about the same. So yeah, absolute pure insanity. You're trying to tell me this game's dropping off yet? I think it's got some time.
You reckon?
Just a bit, obviously.
We're sitting. We're about to have an average of 2 million concurrent players.
Again, it's just the game is pure insanity, and the best part is everything about it seems to be doing the exact same. Not just is the game pure insanity, but the community is. Everything about it is just insanity. And I love it.
I mean, that's what you and I are all about, Rory. It's pure insanity. So
that's what this entire channel's all about, mate.
Yeah, pretty much.
No one can say otherwise, because that's just the fucking truth.
Yep.
And with all the updates they're apparently planning to perform and all this, and they're still working on it, fair play. I'm interested to see where this game is going to go.
I mean, it's definitely going to be an entertaining one to watch, at the very least.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm going to read 3 comments out just to finish off PalWorld for this. Most accurate Amazon warehouse simulator. I've never seen an animal so happy to work at a sweatshop.
Oh,
and
God.
Finally, don't get sued, please. One second, I've got to add this one. My depresso got depressed, we cured him with medicine. My alpaca developed an eating disorder, so we ate him. 10 out of 10.
Dear God. What the hell happened?
Do we read what this monstrosity is writing here?
I think maybe cover like some of their points.
Sounds like a good plan. So, I do like, though, that his first comment is, what a start to the year it's been, and not in a positive way. As I write this, I'm reading about Microsoft's decision to lay off 1,900 people for what amounts to shits and giggles. That's not really what it was saying, but sure. Okay, so we're still going to know about Microsoft and profits, Insomniac Games. Well, what's going on here? Wii U, Nintendo, Sony, PalWorld, right? So we've already hit like the halfway mark, and then came along PalWorld. I don't know what's worse, that it's disgustingly cynical patchwork of other people's games and character design, or that it's one of the biggest runaway hits in years, despite it being a paid-for game. If it was free, then fine, I guess, I could understand. But people are paying real money for this and arguing it's a good game. You can't argue it's a bad game just because you don't like it.
I mean, I feel like every game that comes out, whether it's good or bad, there's always going to be people who like it and always people who don't. And there's also a lot of those people who can't get that into them. They can't seem to understand that that's just how things are. There's going to be things people like and there's going to be things people don't like.
Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong, you can try claiming it's a bad game and then back that up with points. But so far, you're just saying it's a patchwork of other people's games and character design. Okay, tell me what's bad about that. Tell me why those mechanics do not fit well. Because that's the only real reason I can see why. I'm not trying to tell people what they should and shouldn't like. Yes, you are. You just did. But if you like PalWorld, how bad does something have to be before you don't like it? Well, there was a game from early last year.
You're not allowed to mention it. This counts as mentioning it.
I never said the name. Heck you.
No, it counts. But I would like to flip that point around. And if this guy doesn't like PalWorld, how good does a game have to be for him to like it?
Yeah, it's a fair question to retort.
Or is there actually a game that they like, honestly?
Yeah.
At that point.
The combat is bad. Why is it bad? The dungeons are terrible. Why are they terrible? The crafting and peace building is a grind fest. Welcome to survival games.
You can literally have the bloody pals do it for you.
Yeah. It's literally, you're supposed to start automation.
Yeah.
Like, within the first 20 minutes on a game I've started with my other half, I've already got it, so they've automated me food. That's already sorted. They help me with my crafting. They help me with my building. That's easy. That's like 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's literally the point of these kinds of games, is automation.
Yeah. Considering how much people complain about Pokemon, PalWorld is also filled with bugs and glitches. The difference is, PalWorld isn't charging full price, and also, it's in early access.
Yeah.
And not made by, oh, I don't know, Nintendo. A triple A developer. And it has virtually no story. I wonder if the early access part might be due to that, sir. Many think developer Pocket Pair created their creature designs with AI, but the whole thing feels like that, with all the backdrops and landscapes taken from Zelda Breath of the Wild. AI was disproven, and I wouldn't agree with the backdrops or landscapes either. If that was the case, then we could literally argue, yeah, any mountains, seas, that sort of stuff, yeah, Breath of the Wild. Sorry. That's just how it is. What the hell is this guy's arguments? Okay. Fingers crossed we can find something useful in this. It's the video game equivalent of an AI image, where it looks like a real person at first and then you realise it's got 6 fingers on each hand and the legs are going the wrong way. It's just a hideous parody of a video game. It should be held up as proof as what can go wrong when AI and people with no talent are given a budget, but instead it's rewarded 1,000,000 times over with endless sales. Once again, the AI was disproven. You can go search that up for yourself, and for anyone interested, I will put a link later before the video goes up in the Discord chat for our research, which you can happily check out for yourself.
Yeah, and the whole rewarded with endless sales, you don't get that from creating a pile of crap.
No, there are many games that prove
was
that.
yeah, that was proven last year. I'll do it for you, Rory. That was proven by a certain game last year.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. I dread to think what that is going to mean for the future of gaming, and frankly, it has me depressed. Depressed that so many people don't care about the quality of a game, just whether they're playing the one that's fashionable at the moment and it's generating the most memes. I didn't play Fortnite for that exact reason. Because I didn't enjoy it, it held no enjoyability to me. The same with most Battle Royale shooters, I did not enjoy them. Wasn't my thing. They are still fashionable apparently at the moment. But then my question becomes to you, what about, let's say, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? You know, a game that's really fashionable, but caused so many issues, it's insane. And generated more memes than I'd say PalWorld is currently doing. But why isn't that sold well? Because it's a pile of crap. And people know the difference, as much as you will argue.
It's supposed to be a AAA game made by a AAA company that got outsold by an indie game.
Yeah.
If we recall that one.
Oh, 100%.
Oh yes, we do.
It's all so awful. I'm hoping the Switch 2 will be something positive, but until then, I think I'm going to take up bird watching or something. At least when that hobby shits on you, it's not on purpose. What I would like to say is you just kind of showed your hand through this kind of article. All we have to do is just quickly look back at any games mentioned and what most of the devices that were mentioned. And you can kind of see where it's going. So we can see Microsoft and Sony were briefly mentioned in a very quick way. So he nailed the part about Microsoft and their layoffs. Major article, everyone understands that. He's talking about financial difficulty and why people are raising profits, Sony as well. But then we're starting to go, Wii U flopped, Nintendo. All the directors took a pay cut, trying to show Nintendo is better. But these Western publishers sure don't. They probably joke about the very idea that the executive toilet like that scene out of RoboCop. On the top of that, we've had Sony doing absolutely nothing as usual, with rumours that the next state of play will be yet another non-event. And then came along PalWorld. Now, once again, complimented Nintendo. Then goes on to talk about Pokemon, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and talks about how he's hopeful of the Switch 2, which has been rumoured, but there's no full confirmation. So, I'll give you one guess at what his possible gripe may be. Nintendo
Rory,
fanboy.
Yeah, I was about to say, you're trying to say we just have another version of the Sony fanboy.
Yeah, ironically, I don't know if you've been told about this, but each fan base actually has their own nickname that the others call them, and they hate it.
I can believe that.
For example, for some reason, the PC crowd, everyone still calls the PC Master Race as though it's an insult. It's still bizarre to me.
It's not an insult when it's true, what can I say?
Sony's are called Sony Ponies. Xbox players are called Xbots,
Yeah.
and
That's right.
Nintendo fans are called Nintendrones. It's just a little thing that seems to get like thrown out in arguments and shit. It happens quite
I'm
often.
actually quite curious because obviously anything that relates to AI,
Yeah,
so bot for example, is usually an insult.
yeah.
But with the whole, advanced AI stuff coming out and AI doing a lot, being able to do a hell of a lot more than what it used to be able to do, how's that going to play out?
Good
Is it going to
question.
start turning into a compliment because, Chat GPT made the last biggest game of the year?
Yeah. Oh, also, just to show this, PalWorld accused of being an AI product with no evidence so far. This is the 22nd of January, and Forbes do actually update their articles if there is any evidence. So we'd have
I
seen an
mean,
update for that.
until people finally accept it as it is, and if they're and provided nothing does get found that gives PalWorld a bad name, that's all any article is going to be is there was nothing found on this particular part of this game so far, because people are probably just going to try their hardest to ruin a game, because
Yeah,
honestly that's kind of just what happens these days.
exactly. Now, I'm going to do the same as what we just did for that guy's article, with the article about Pokemon looking into it, see if they've had any of their rights infringed, which is fair for them to do. I'm just really hoping they don't start acting like children like last time. The Pokemon Company has finally made an official statement regarding PalWorld, saying we intend to investigate and take appropriate measures to address any acts that infringed on intellectual property rights related to Pokemon. While the Pokemon Company doesn't specifically mention PalWorld by name, it is very clear this statement is in response to the incredible success that the survival game is experiencing. 8 million copies sold in less than 6 days, and claims that many of PalWorld's pals are way too close to existing Pokemon. Which you just know for a fact. No one at Nintendo was paying any attention, and they just received hundreds of thousands of reports from massive Nintendo fans. We've received many inquiries, there it is, regarding another company's game released in January 2024. The Pokemon Company wrote, we have not granted any permission for the use of Pokemon's intellectual property or assets in the game. We intend to investigate and take appropriate measure to address any acts that infringe on intellectual property rights related to the Pokemon. We will continue to cherish and nurture each and every Pokemon and its world, and work to bring the world together through Pokemon in the future. Excuse me, Nintendo, are you trying to say that PalWorld doesn't bring people together through their game? Why? Because it's just basically animal slavery. I like that this photo popped up just as I scrolled down.
It
Ah,
is one of the ones that you wanted to make me very aware of.
oh yeah, making pals make guns. I've not found that yet. I do need to have a look around. Yeah, missile launcher dinosaur.
Yeah, I kept seeing that on TikTok, launching your pals out of the fucking launcher.
Yeah, yeah. It's good fun. It's very good fun. Oh yeah, Gatling gun. Yeah. So yeah, prior to this statement, PalWorld developer Pocket Pair has insisted its game is much closer to those like Ark, Survival Evolved, and Valheim than Pokemon. Additionally, the team revealed it has been receiving death threats ever since the game went live on January 19th.
Jesus.
In an interview with Automaton, Pocket Pair CEO Takora Misurbi shared the team. Sorry for that. Pocket Pair CEO Takora Misurbi shared the team cleared legal reviewing and there had been no action taken against the company for infringement. if they've cleared legal reviewing and had no action taken against them, and that's in Japan where it's very bloody serious, I can't see much happening. We make our games very seriously, and we have absolutely no intention of infringing upon the intellectual property of the other companies. We saw the Pokemon Company starting to take action against modders, and Nexus said they're not going to host it due to Nintendo's legal team, because nobody likes them.
Nobody wants to have to deal with them.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Nintendo's legal team must be the people who, when they go to a bar, everyone just stands up and just goes to the opposite side. All of these issues aside, PalWorld is undeniably a runaway hit, and we here at IGN called it great in its current state. Even in its early access state, PalWorld is amusingly irreverent? I don't know. Has a surprising amount of content and deep survival mechanics, and is absurdly difficult to put down. IGN's Travis Northup wrote in his PalWorld review, "It's impossible to overlook just how shamelessly it takes its ideas and designs from Pokemon. It's got some unsurprising bugs and performance issues, and the work of keeping your base's supplies topped off needs a little retuning. But when you're riding on the back of a flying dragon while shooting a blue duck with an assault rifle, most of those blemishes wash away entirely."
Let's be honest. In what world is anything of Pokemon similar to that?
Yeah, exactly. This is already one of my favourite survival games, and I'm incredibly excited to see how it evolves. It's a rare occasion to say that IGN actually wrote something reasonable. Right. Are you ready for the final one? The thing that's probably going to cause a mild bit of controversy, to put it lightly?
Oh, more controversy, Roy. That's not something that we ever deal with, is it?
Never. But we are now. Epstein! Do you remember the Jeffrey Epstein situation on the island?
Yes.
Yeah. Survive a mysterious island and thwart the sinister plans of Jeffrey in Epstein. Battle the blood-dependent Morabiders and forge alliances with other survivors to confront Jeffrey in his grand temple. Master survival tactics and strategic gameplay in this intense adventure. Yeah, it looks so intensive.
Oh dear.
So, I really don't know how to feel about this. Obviously, partially due to the fact that it's a massive fucking situation, and obviously it should not really be made jokes about in that regard. Because a lot of serious shit has gone down on it. I'm not going to tell anyone, though, what they can and can't joke about, because I find a lot of shit that I shouldn't amusing. Also, I'm going to say this for a fact, that is abysmal. Like, what is this gameplay?
I mean, look at what we're talking about, Rory.
Oh, I know, but, you know, we saw PalWorld and was just sort of there like, well, it's just Pokemon with guns. Can't expect much from it. But at least that showed something that was kind of impressive. This just looks like loads of workshop content where someone just got a bit bored.
I'm sure it won't last too long on the Steam marketplace.
Fingers crossed. But no, that's
seems to be quite a running theme at the minute. Like, obviously, now we've talked about stuff like asset flips and sort of just straight up stealing ideas and such of those categories.
Yeah.
And
Plenty
obviously they're always a thing. You know, unfortunately, it will always be a thing. But I feel like recently we have had a lot of issues with that kind of thing.
It's becoming a lot more common.
Common, yeah. Like we've seen quite a few games now actually just completely removed off of Steam.
Yeah,
some of which came as quite a surprise to us as well.
Yeah, there was that one Only Up, was it?
Yep. That was just an entire asset flip.
That was kind of a big surprise, that one. And
I
also,
didn't. We didn't even hear anything of it either.
no, I'd heard rumors a couple months before, but I didn't know what that was about, like, or what that had to do with it, shall we say?
Yeah.
So I was quite shocked when it came out and just went, "Yep, it's actually gone. Bye bye."
Yeah.
So, to put it simply, the last 2 weeks have been absolutely bonkers. You can see that from everything we've just gone over. And there's no real logical reason as to why.
Just the usual layoffs, as unfortunate as it is to say, they keep happening, and then
It's
power
gonna be
blowing
a
up
big
as
thing.
much as it has. It's all just kicking off, man.
It is. All I can hope is that we have more things like PalWorld, not as in exact replicas of that game or anything similar, as
Yeah.
in games that are going to do well with the community and people are going to enjoy this year, rather than loads of layoffs like last year. If we can do that,
Yeah.
I'm quite happy.
It's
And
already been a crazy start to the year. We're not quite done with this month yet, and we've already had tons happen. So
yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a new Sony game releasing on PC very soon. I keep forgetting what it is, but I can find out very quickly. Go here. And there. That's it. Horizon Forbidden West releases on the 21st of March. For anyone who's interested in that, there you go. And that's about it for now, I think. But we'll probably get another one before the end of the year. It's becoming a more and more common situation.
the end of the year.
Oh, we'll have two by the end of the year, probably.
The year.
Yeah, the year.
You think that's all we're gonna get in a whole year, mate?
2 games from Sony, yeah.
Fair enough. Yeah.
From Sony. From everyone else added
I
together, we're going to
thought
get a fair few, but Sony,
I
yeah,
thought
one.
they might try and do some weird flip ports and flips again. Give us a
Well,
bit of
that,
entertainment.
I mean, it's possible. Well, let's just be honest here. They might also just completely rebuild their bloody PlayStation Now shit that works on PC over the year. If they do that, I will let you know. Oh yeah, I forgot. We spoke about this last week, but obviously due to the cutoff, it kind of fucked up a bit. But
Yeah.
I received a Steam Deck the other week. I started playing with it because I bought one basically. Got a bit bored. They are phenomenal bits of kit. I should be receiving a MetaQuest 3 in the next couple of days, so I'll be sure to also keep you up to date on how that is. If I don't get it this week, it'll apparently be next week. So I thought I'd let you know about that interesting bit of news.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be having loads of fun with that.
We'll see. But it
Shame you
lets
didn't
me.
have some really good games on VR to play, huh?
What a good games on VR again.
Come back to me next week.
You're gonna look around, are you?
No, I'll probably just cry in a corner. Because
I mean,
what is there really?
Vertigo's good. If you've never played the Vertigo games, those are phenomenal. H3 VR, as you always recommend, that's pretty decent.
That's true.
The Medal of Honor game's actually not too bad. I did enjoy what I played. I need to pick that up again.
I need to try that. I've not actually played it. That was the original Call of Duty, man. Medal of Honor. I
Oh
remember
yeah,
playing it when I was way younger.
the VR is pretty decent, to be honest. I quite enjoy it. I just need to play it again. There is a bit though where you stood in the back of a moving truck. My motion sickness does not trigger at all. That triggered it. That is the only time I've ever had it trigger on me, and that, fuck me, I had to sit down in the. I was just knelt up so I could kneel over the hay bales and shoot. It was not fun.
Depends on the day for me if I get much motion sickness or not.
I
With how I was playing Hot Dogs or HUVR, I gotten very good with it.
makes
But you know
sense.
me, sometimes I sort of just go off and I'm a bit, whoop.
Oh yeah. The Vertigo games though, definitely give them a check. They are some top tier games. Actually, I believe they made a second Vertigo. Yeah, they did. And that looks even better than what the first one was. They're also quite funny. So yeah, that's pretty much all I've got really to talk about this week. Unless you have anything you would like to add. I remember last week you mentioned something about a tank game, but we kind of... A mech game. The mech
What?
base defender.
That's Outpost Infinity Series. You apparently there's a mech that you can get to use to defend, but it's not mech related game. You know.
Oh, I just saw a massive mech, okay?
Yeah, it's just something you can get. Apparently, I didn't even know of, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But it releases the 24th or the 26th of March. I can't remember.
Yeah, I just remember you mentioning that because you were quite interested in it. And
Yep.
obviously, because we lost that, I thought I'd mention it.
I'm certainly looking forward to it coming out. So we'll see. The Well, I've got 2 months to wait for it. So yeah.
We'll see what is posted till then.
Yeah, pretty much.
Right. Is there anything else we've got? Or
No, I think that's about us. Ready to wrap it up.
no problem at all? Well, seeing as we're done then, thank you all for watching. If you have enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, comment, subscribe, dislike it if you disliked it, leave a comment to just let us know what you thought, what we could do better. Maybe there's a topic you want us to discuss. We'll happily do that.
Absolutely, we're always happy for anyone to let us know what they think, how they feel.
Oh, 100%. But with all that said and done, thank you all for watching, and we will catch you next time.
Yeah. Have a good one, guys. See you next week.
Bye for now.